This is Tom Norfleet in the beautiful country of St. Kitts. I took my bike up here today. This is an area that I have not put in the videos. It's the second part of Milliken Estates. There was one part of Milliken Estates I did a long time ago on a video. This is a remote area. There's a lot of land up here, and it's beautiful. That's the Caribbean out there in the distance. This is probably one of the highest places that you can build if you want to be high up. You don't want to be on the ocean front in St. Kitts. It's very green up here, and it's very tropical. There's not many houses up here either. You want a real kind of remote area. This is it. It's very remote up here. In fact, I'm going to show you one house that you can see from the main road driving, and it's the highest house up, and I'm almost up to that point right now. It's this house right here. It's must have you notice there's no houses anywhere around there at all. It's just all by itself. Must have a dirt road that goes way down to it, because there's no other houses that I can see up on that top. But you can see the mountain even goes higher, but I think the government won't let you go any higher than that house, because that's the highest house I've seen from any of the roads down below. The other areas are Petition Hill, that's high, Cedar Grove, but I think this is probably a little bit higher up than maybe Petition Hill, but it's pretty close. But this is closer to town, so if you want to be closer to amenities, this is a lot closer than Petition Hill, which is on the other end of this. Petition Hill is a very remote area on the other end of the island. So there is no citizenship developments up here. There is out Petition Hill is a citizenship development, but and there's another one out in Dieppe Bay too. This is citizenship area, which is right near Petition Hill. That's fairly high up, but not quite. It's not as high up as this. So if you want a place that's cool, actually it's nice all year round, even down on the lower part. This is just really idyllic. It's just, you get more rain up here too. There's really not a rainy season here in St. Kitts though. But if you want a place, like I said, to get citizenship quick, in 4 or 5 months, you can get it done here quickly. It has more visa-free travel than any of the fast-track programs in the Caribbean. You don't even have to pass any sort of language test. All you got to do is invest in a property, at least $200,000 US, or you go in, and that's basically a fractional unit, which I wouldn't advise you to do. If you want to own the whole unit, you'd have to spend at least $400,000 US, and that would give you citizenship and a passport there. And there's some really good deals now that you can get on citizenship. So if you're looking to do it, this is a great time to do it while the dollar is real high, because as the dollar starts to fall, these properties are going to go up significantly. They usually go with emerging market equities somewhat. As equities go up in emerging markets, real estate usually follows, and when it does, it goes up a lot. So the key is to try to get why you can get some really good bargains, and right now you can do it. But you can see we're almost up in the clouds there. You can see the clouds moving up on that hilltop. Like I said, St. Kitts does have the best the visa-free travel of any of the fast-track programs in the Caribbean. And, you can you have a business here and pay zero income tax, zero capital gains tax, no estate or inheritance taxes. Now, you're going to have to look to see where you're coming from. If you're from a socialistic country that taxes worldwide income, and you have not moved away tax-wise, residency-wise from that country, the only way you can do it is to detax yourself and do whatever it takes to move away from that country to cut your residency ties legally. If you're a U.S. citizen, you can come to a place like this, have a business, and qualify for what's called the Foreign Earned Income Exclusion Credit. And there's another video on that, but it's a little over $214,000 with you for a husband. It's right at just a little over $215,000 US for a husband and wife combined. And that is a deduction you literally take. You don't have to declare any income. Where you have to declare the income, but you get the deduction up to that limit, and then you're taxed on everything above that. But you have a lot of write-offs on top of that too. So you can, you can keep your U.S. citizenship and live here totally tax-free. You know, this is the great thing, depending on your assets and, you know, where your money's coming from. I'm actually going to walk down here and show you a little bit more on the properties here, where you can see on this dirt road, I didn't see one house except for this one house right here at the dead end. There's just nothing here. But you can see the views are really nice. I'm gonna take my bike down here real slow and see if I can maneuver this. But this is an area, if you want to be in a remote area with a lot of greenery, jungle, there's a lot of walking trails up here too. And this is December right now. The weather is just incredible. This is the weather's here nice all year round, but when November hits, you just can't find a place on earth that's got weather like this. It's just so nice all year round. You can swim all year round. This is one of the few places you can swim 365 days a year. You don't even need a swimming pool. Look at all the wild goats up here. They got these goats everywhere. They got goats. They used to have a lot of goats and cows down the southeast peninsula, and they actually had to bring them out. There were so many down there. And they just roam all over the place around here. Real cute ones. Come here, fella. Come here. There's one that's friendly. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. They want to get in the picture. They're just a little bit shy. Come here, dear buddy. Come on. Everybody wants to see you. Come on down here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Anyway, let's walk down here. Looks like they're not going to come. So I'm going to try to drive down here a little bit slow where you can kind of see this. It's very remote, but there is land up here for sale. And if you like remoteness, but still close to town, this is a real good place to go. And it never gets too hot and never gets too cold here. That's the great thing. You can literally not have to use AC or heating here all year round. I don't use either one of them, and I'm down below. Up here it's even better. But you don't have to use AC or heating here. So it keeps your electric bill real low. This looks like an old house from a long time ago. It looks, I can tell from the actual chimney. You can see how pretty it looks here. This is actually late in the afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock. Trying to keep this thing steady with my bike. This is, it looks like ruins from probably the 1700s. They had these old farms all over the place here. And this is old plantation stone, probably dating back to the 1700s. Maybe even 1600s, more than likely 1700s, because there's very little that's left here from the 1600s as a structure. There are probably a few things that are ruins, but most of them like this are from the 1700s. Well, like I say, if you're living in a high-tax country like Germany, France, so you can see the Caribbean Hall in the distance there. You want to get your taxes to zero, this is a great place to do it. I just did a video on India. India now is going to be taxing based on citizenship. It looks like they're going to possibly take it in force starting next year. I'll keep you up with more details as they come out. I thought that the taxation based on citizenship would come from the EU first, but India looks like they've surprised us. And now India wants to start with a citizenship program like the US does, but it looks like it's going to be worse because they want to start taxing from $1 with no income tax exclusion like the US has. And the US is probably going to do away with that. There's been a lot of liberals that don't want that income exclusion. That's another reason you ought to get a second passport, because if you're thinking about taking that income tax exclusion of around $215,000 for husband and wife, and the government does away with that exclusion, if you got a passport and you want to relinquish, that's the time to do it. But the longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to get, because I think what's going to happen, this citizenship taxation based on citizenship and not just by residency, I think that's going to be a wave across the whole world, probably over the next 10 to 15 years. I think you're going to see a lot of this happening because governments are getting hard up for tax dollars, and they've got to find the money from somewhere else. What's an easier way to get wealthy people who they say have escaped the taxes, who've left their residency and gone overseas to tax havens, but they're carrying their passport still. And these countries think that if you're going to carry their passport, they're going to tax you heavily on a wealth tax, income tax, and everything else tax. So, and I've put in other videos too, if you're going to get citizenship, don't get it in a country that taxes worldwide income to its residents. Stick with territorial tax systems or pure tax havens. Pure tax havens are the best for citizenship because they're probably the least likely to change their laws, because they've got drastic tax reform in place where they don't even have an income tax. Territorial tax systems have an income tax locally, but not an income outside the country. But they're probably second in line to make a change. But like I said, I don't think you're going to see that with countries like Panama, Malaysia. There's quite a few like Guatemala, Honduras, quite a few countries in the world still that do have a territorial tax system. Most countries in the world, believe it or not, tax based on worldwide income to its residents. And that's going to get worse because the countries that are wealthy, that are the OECD, EU type countries, Canada, places like New Zealand, Australia, they're going to be probably the first ones that are going to come out with this. But like I said, India really surprised me. I didn't think India would be the first one, although their income taxes is really high. I didn't figure they would be the first ones to do this, but they were. So there could be another surprise down the road. It might be another country that's right next to India that changes their taxes and start taxing based on citizenship. India is really going in the opposite direction they should be going into if they want to lure a lot of money. That's not the way to do it. But, you know, that's how governments work. They don't usually do things sensible financially anyway. So, but like I said, if you're searching for passport, stick with pure tax haven countries. Don't have an income tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax, and find a place you like to live too. Not just getting the passport, and visit the country and see how you like the culture and everything else that you deal with. Because if you're going to set up a business and live there, most people don't get a passport and citizenship and move to the country. They get that fast track program in, but the only reason is they only do it for insurance purposes. They don't do it for moving to that country, but some do. And what happens if you need to? Then it needs to be a place you like to live, and so you need to do some homework on that. And I like the Caribbean because the weather's so nice, and St. Kitts has got the best deal because it's got more visa-free travel, allows dual citizenship. It's got more, like I said, visa-free travel any of the other countries in the Caribbean. So this is something you really have to look at. And so, you know, if you get a chance, if you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, hit that bar at the top that says Apply with Us, And then you'll see the bar at the bottom that says send it to us after you fill out the questions, and we'll get back with you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to the right of your screen there. You get all these videos automatically, and also the notification bell right next to the subscription button. And also, I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below, and I'll see what I can do to help you. And I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.